Okay, welcome to Mindy's column, and we're going to be discussing the FEMA disaster in October of 2013. And I already did a video on this, and I noticed a lot of people are looking at that video. And as you'll notice if you've watched the first video, I didn't take the first one all that seriously. I pretty much just put my opinion out there and didn't do a whole lot of research into it, didn't take it all that seriously. I pretty much just did a video on it because there were like a ton of videos out there on the subject of October 2013. Since then, I've done some research because after watching an umpteen amount of videos, I decided that, yeah, there's enough material out there, not only on YouTube, because I don't really take that much stock in YouTube, but I checked into some more reliable news sources and found out that, yeah, maybe we should do some reporting on this. So, first of all, thing I want to state right now, October 2013 is not going to impact the entire world. It is going to impact the United States. All right, nobody panic. It is not going to impact the entire United States. We are not in dire straits. Nobody needs to panic, okay? It is only going to affect a handful of states. FEMA is only mobilizing in a handful of states. And I'm going to go ahead and name off those states so that not everybody has to watch this video. Because then at the end of this video, you're going to be mad at me because I'm going to name off if I wait until the end and then name off those states, you're going to go, well, this is a big waste of my freaking time. Okay, so we'll just name them off now so you can just turn it off. So the states being affected are Washington, D.C., Delaware, South Carolina, New Hampshire, North Carolina, West Virginia. These are the states that are going to be affected. If you are in these states, yeah, something's going to happen. They're not being clear on what that's going to be. Okay, so you may want to pay attention to what FEMA is doing. I'm going to read off, this is from reliable news. This is not YouTube stuff. This is actually coming out of newspapers and reports that have been put in actual newspapers. So this is actually from reliable news stories, and you can always verify this for yourself, but this is information coming off of actual news stories. And again, people Google the newspapers and you can get this information. Okay, this is from FEMA. 82% combat forces and their supply elements out of CONUS by October 1st. FEMA purchase orders over 14.2 million for MREs and heater meals to be delivered to Region 3. Okay, we're going to talk about Region 3 a lot. Again, Region 3, and I had to do a lot of digging to come up with Region 3. All you hear on YouTube is Region 3, Region 3, Region 3. You don't know how many videos I had to watch, and I never did find out what Region 3 was. I had to Google the hell out of it to find what Region 3 was. And those states that I just named off, Washington, D.C., New Hampshire, Connecticut, Delaware, South Carolina, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, those states, that's Region 3. Okay. So whenever you hear Region 3, it's those states. 22 million FEMA pouches of emergency water to be delivered to Region 3 by October 1st. So something's going on with your water after October 1st. 9-week training course for UN peacekeepers to learn urban warfare, English, and U.S. weapon systems beginning 4th week of July for 386,000 troops. This is a red alert, people. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I thought that our U.S. soldiers already spoke English. Now, I know they've been serving in foreign wars for 10 years, and maybe they don't speak English anymore. Who the hell knows? They've been over there for quite a long time. Maybe our soldiers don't speak English anymore. But I kind of thought they still did. But apparently they don't. And, okay, maybe they don't speak English anymore. They have been in foreign wars for 10 years. That's a possibility. But they may not speak English anymore, but I'm pretty sure they know how to use the U.S. weapons. They've been fighting wars for 10 frickin' years. They know how to use those guns. But according to this, we're training somebody in U.S. weapons. So who are we training that doesn't speak English and doesn't know how to use U.S. weapons? Because it sure as hell is not our soldiers been using this crap for 10 years. So that leads me to a news story that I recently came across. I don't know how many of you people know about this, but apparently in Colorado, and this hasn't made the news mainly because Colorado's been underwater, but apparently we have Russian troops training in Colorado. Now, our government, got into a small newspaper in Colorado that there were Russian troops training here. And of course, it's no big deal. It was in the newspaper. They assured us it's no big deal. It's just another, exchange program of, next year the Americans will train on Russian soil. They've been doing that for years, exchanging. Now, I'm wondering how big of an exchange program this is, because this says 386,000 troops. And I'm starting to wonder whether that 386,000 troops that need to learn English and U.S. weapon systems isn't the Russians that are currently training in Colorado. Because would we notice if there were 386,000 Russians in Colorado right now? Hell if I know. Colorado's underwater. I don't think we'd notice. We're too busy trying to figure out what happened with those towns. We're rebuilding roads and shit. We wouldn't notice there were 386,000 Russians there right now. The whole state's in a state of emergency. But okay, that's just me. Alright, but getting back to the list. 11 million in antibiotics to be delivered to FEMA Region 3. Well, that can't be good. Alright, then also the World Health Organization held its second emergency meeting on the coronavirus. And it met to discuss MERs for the vaccine, and it must be in place by October 1st. So apparently we're going to have an outbreak of whatever the hell the coronavirus is. I suggest you Google that too, because apparently there's going to be an outbreak of that in Region 3. Hope that doesn't get the hell the rest of the country. Glad I don't live in Region 3. And those of you that live in Region 3, can you keep that shit in your region? Because we don't need it out here in Washington. Sorry, a little attempted humor there. I hope there isn't an outbreak, and I feel for you. Then we have 2,800 MR apps must be delivered to DHS by 10/1. I don't know what 2,800 MRAPSs are. Hopefully you do. No idea. Now this is an interesting one. No military leave allowed between September 28th and November 5th. How often in our military history have they allowed no leave? Even during the Vietnam War, with men serving in military camps, they allowed people to leave the MASH units and go to Tokyo, or not Tokyo, but Seoul, for leave. And they're not allowing leave. That's quite interesting. What's happening between September 28th and November 5th? Don't know. Something significant. But the good news here is, people, that whatever is going to happen in October, they expect it to be over on November 5th. So whatever you people in Region 3 are going to be experiencing, it's going to be a temporary problem. I mean, it looks like October is going to suck for you, and you're going to have some problems, without a doubt. But they figure they're going to have a handle on it by November 5th, because they're going to start letting their troops go home, go on vacation at that time. So, hey, no matter how much you're going to suffer in October, we're going to be back on top of it in November. So, thumbs up there. All right, there's also a POTUS mandate to FEMA and DHS concerning support for metropolitan communities dealing with extreme climate change must be complete by October 1st. 3 mandates have been released in the last 3 weeks. So you may have some extreme climate change in Region 3. I don't know what that means either. I'm not sure what's going to happen in October. I don't know. Maybe you're going to get hit by a meteor. That's a possibility. I do know that there is talk that there's going to be a large meteor passing between us and the sun that could cause a problem with our poles. That could be a problem. There could be a meteor shower. We might get hit with some smaller meteors. That could be an issue. There's just a lot of hype about what the frick is going on. No one frickin' knows. Hell, they don't even know that anything's going to happen. A lot of this could just be them. I, Most likely, this is just preparing for nothing. Okay, you know, odds are they're just preparing in case of emergency, and this is just a safety situation. They have to prepare for worst case scenarios, even if it's just a nut, even if there's only a 5% chance that we're going to have a problem, they still have to prepare for that 5% chance. So 95% chance, frickin' nothing's going to happen. Okay? But they always have to prepare for that, that little 5% chance. So anyway, that's what I was able to dig up. Like I said, no one really knows what's going to happen in October. A possibility something's going to happen, and if it does, FEMA's already rallied all of its points, and they're prepared for it. If something does happen in October, it looks like it's going to be a short-term situation over by November. Uh, if nothing happens, then nothing happens, and people go on with their lives. So anyway, hopefully you found this informative, and thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.